Oh, hey, what's up? And hello, I'm Casey, and welcome into this quick treadmill workout. We're going to get to see 4 of our 5 paces today, and I'll talk a little bit more of what you've got coming up as we get started into this. But first, we're getting after it with a warm-up. We've only got a 1-minute long warm-up. Incline will go to 1%, and I want you to find your easy breezy, very casual walk to get this thing started. Let's go ahead and get ready to make those changes right now. We are into a 1% incline and finding our easy speed. We're here for a minute. Your shoulders are rolled down and away. Arms are driving at your side. Deep breath in. Big exhale to let it go. So of our 5 paces, your recovery, your walk, your jog, your run, and your sprint. We'll see the first 4. We aren't taking it to a sprint today. Spending some time with each one and talking about some of the fundamentals within them. So our first kind of chunk of today is all about our walk, our power walk. We'll start off with a 1% incline, and then we'll climb up a little bit higher, getting to see with the incline on how that makes some of changes happen within our form too. So right now, we're still feeling good. We're in our warm-up. We're gonna feel good all throughout this thing. We're getting after it in just over 10 seconds. You'll find your walk. So that's a power walk, little extra intention beyond this one. Getting ready to push in 3, 2, and 1. Your incline staying at 1%, and we have a little bit more speed. Taking a moment, just focusing on our form. Give yourself a little bit of space away from your front console. It's very easy. You'll see me. I start to hug up against it. We want to give ourselves room so that we can make sure we have enough space for our form to be complete. Your shoulders down and away from your ears. Arms are driving at our sides. No fists. It's very easy to clench, but that just takes away from our energy. So they're moving at our sides nice and easily. Try to make sure you're not coming across your midline. So sometimes we'll kind of sweep across, really focus on keeping it nice and smooth throughout. I like to imagine I'm wearing a super tight jacket. So it is a zip motion inside of our core. That pull in so that we're nice and tall. We are owning this. Now, when it comes into our feet, our stride is a little bit longer on our power walk. So it's a little bit stronger. Oftentimes we have a heel strike going on, and that'll change as we go throughout today. But right now, we have a lot of authority inside of this. That's how I want you to feel. I have fallen in love with power walking. I love how it makes me feel. This kind of energy, like we're taking up space. We have that extra intensity behind it. We're being very intentional with our movements. We're driving ahead. You might have seen, I wanted to do the fist. We all got to fight against it. We'll be making our first change soon. So our form right now is locked in. We're going to climb slightly up a hill. So we'll have 1 minute where the incline's up at 3%. Then a minute where we'll go a little higher, then we get a full recovery. Holding this for 10 more seconds, not touching our speed, just the incline going up to 3%. Let's go ahead and start to climb right now, taking it there. 3% on the incline, here for the next minute. So 3% on our machine is just when we're starting to feel that little bit of pushback. So again, we give our space away from the front console, and the more that the incline's on, our arm drive becomes super important. When we drive with our arms, our knees pick up. I want you always thinking tall. That helps to press our hips forward, because when we lean against the incline, we lose the front part of our hips, which is what helps us pick up with our knees. I want you to get everything that you can out of this workout and all the ones after it. So we bring our absolute best here. Excellent. In just over 15 seconds, we have our 1 minute where we're climbing up a little bit higher, leaving your speed where it is, but we're gonna push to 5%. A little extra incline coming our way, but we're ready for it. We take it up in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go for it. 5%. After this, incline comes down to 1% for recovery. We'll slow our speed even more. It's great. For this minute though, you might feel yourself get a little bit more breathy. It's got a little bit more of an edge to it. That's the incline that's definitely pushing. That's what we want. We're still thinking tall, hips press forward, opening up inside your shoulders, inside of your chest. You're proud of the work that you put in. We drive through this. 30 more seconds. Maybe you got a smile on. We get the chance to do this. We get the opportunity to do this. I've gone through so many different injuries, and there have been so many times where I just wished to get back in and be able to keep moving again. So I think of those moments whenever I'm tired inside of something and I'm like, oh, I have to keep going. I'm like, no, this is a chance I get the opportunity to. Oh my goodness, time flies when you're having fun. Take the incline down to 1% and recover with me. Right now we're down and we slow it down. Excellent, we got a minute here. Grab a sip of water. So check that one off. We just worked with our power walk. We got to see a little bit of incline with it as well. Inside of this recovery speed, it's a chance for our breath to come back, our heart rate to come down. So this feels great. It's awesome. We're gonna stick with the incline at 1% for the rest of this. Now we're gonna take off next 2 minutes at our jogging speed. So for your jog, it's still inside your comfort zone. It feels very manageable. You can do it for a very long time. Your breath is still with you. You can talk. You could sing if you wanted to. I want it to feel great. We're gonna chase it down in 10 seconds. 2 minutes, jogging speed. I know we're ready. Let's go for it in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We are after it. 2 minutes here. So going through our form, once again, gaze out and ahead, shoulders are rolled down and away. A lot of our upper body, super similar to what's happening with our power walk. We still have our arm drive, no fists, shoulders are away. It's great. With our lower body now, your feet are landing beneath your hips. Now, sometimes I feel like a jog can be even tougher to hold form than a run, because a run naturally gives us the speed, makes everything happen a little more quickly. I want the turnover to be fast. So we land, we're straight into the next step. We're staying light on the machine. So it's very tricky. I like to think of it like a glide, even though we're technically not gliding at all, but we're trying to make it an effortless glide forward and through. Oh, cruising through this thing. We've got this one here, and then we just have our running interval left after this. So we're making this our best. We're living for it. Taking your deep breath. Your exhale to let it go. One of my favorite things about cardio and getting to move is that it gives my brain a chance to kind of relax. Because the only thing is, you just keep going. There's not a ton of extra stuff going on. Once you get it down, you just keep going. You show up for yourself and you keep on moving. So I want you to let go of any of the extra stuff. Maybe you came into this, you had a notion of what it would be, a notion of how you were gonna feel today. We just let go. We just have fun with this thing together. You're almost through. You get a minute to recover, coming up in 15 seconds. Sticking with this speed, feels great. We're doing it 10. Last little bit into your recovery. We slow it down in 3, 2, 1. Slow it on down. Nice work. Ha. Grab a sip of water with me. Okay, our last interval today. 1 minute, and we're going at our run. Now our run is a push, whereas before this, we had a lot inside of our comfort zone. Now we push outside of it. This is when we charge ahead. This is when you're trying to get around somebody, you're giving that extra bit of fire. It should feel like it's getting more breathy. It should still feel sustainable though. You could hold this speed for quite some time, but it's not quite comfortable. I would call it comfortably uncomfortable. It's that push beyond. We're gonna get started into it in 15 seconds. Final minute together. We push and we drive 1% on the incline in 10. We run all the way through. Let's go ahead and take off in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We are after it. Okay, 1 minute. Now with our run, everything gets to be a little bit more dynamic. Our arms are driving. For me, again, this is where I think my form's a little bit easier to hold because I'm naturally going to have that quick step down, holding my cadence to charge ahead. One big thing is your breath. Breathing in through your nose, out through your nose or mouth. using that as our remote control. Even though this one's a challenge, we're pushing outside our comfort zone, we still have our breath to try and keep it manageable. You got just over 20 seconds left. Chasing down your finish line. Ooh, I love it. We got our cool down on the other side. Last 15. Fantastic. Final 10. Almost there. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Slow it down. Excellent work here. Okay, take your arms out wide for me, then bring them up and overhead. On your exhale, leaning over to a side, getting a stretch along your side body. To the center and other side. Excellent work here today. Way to take on each one of those, putting in the time and effort. Come back to the center. Slowly shake out your hands, your shoulders, your elbows. Maybe it's a little dance. I love it. Let's finish with some deep breaths here. Place one hand onto your stomach, one onto your chest. Deep inhale in. Big exhale, let it go. Last one. And exhale. Thank you so much for joining me here today. My name is Casey. It's been fantastic as always. And until next time, later days.